Initially, I'd only gotten pregnant through IVF, so my husband and I were not using protection.
Oh, okay,
And
okay.
then it was when our surrogate was also pregnant, and then I got
Okay.
pregnant, and it
Okay.
was like, oh wow, this I've heard of this happening. Um, and I had called my friend who was a nurse, and she was like, you should, probably see like a specialist, but people do this. You just have to be crazy monitored. And did not feel very good about it. Like I was like immediately so scared. I was like, I can't believe I'm doing this again. And I did not want to go through what I'd gone through, especially like 2 years later.
Mm.
Um, but then I had a miscarriage and I was like, okay, well that's that. And then we started using protection because I was like, I can't do this. Like I can't have maybe that happening again. So it was very early on miscarriage, but that was a wild moment. I remember my husband being like, wow, we went from like 0 children to maybe having two at once. And that was not the plan, but whatever is, right? You don't know the plans.
And did you grieve that miscarriage, or was it more of a blessing in disguise? I know that sounds awful with infant
No,
loss.
no, that's a
Was
great
it?
question. I definitely felt like it was a blessing because
Yeah.
mentally I felt the like I don't know how stable I'm going to be through this. And that made me very nervous because I was still processing the grief and still not like I was like a stable person, but like it just immediately brought up all of those old feelings and it did not feel good. Like it did not feel like a good thing. And so I felt like it was a blessing. I've no one's ever asked me that. Thank you for asking that.
Yeah. I think, again, this might be the wrong thing to say, but oftentimes with infant loss, it is always doom and gloom. Oh my God, it was the worst thing ever, which it is 100% for a lot of people. But there are times when it is a blessing in disguise, and it is, you know, that whole thing, what's meant to be will be. And, people say that with infant loss and get offended. And, there's so much you can say and can't say without upsetting people. So I'm trying my best
Oh no.
not to upset someone. But you don't often hear that a miscarriage was a blessing in disguise. So I think that's interesting
Uh-huh.
to hear that, because there must be other people who feel the same way. You're
Right.
not.
I pictured myself on so much medication, always hooked up to machines, and I was like, that doesn't sound what I wanted to be doing. So that didn't feel like an exciting moment. And I don't know what we would have done, to be honest, because I'm assuming we were planning on going through with it, but the
Mm,
fear that came up did not feel good, like my last pregnancies that did feel good. But this one was like, what I just went through was so scary. I don't
yeah,
want to do that again.
yeah. I mean, no one's going to choose to go through a
Right.
stillbirth at 8 months twice.
Right.
So I completely understand that.